We face a determined enemy, but you are better. But we must prove it every single day. History doesn't care if we're tired, if we're scared, or if the fight feels big. It demands warriors who rise anyway. Peace through strength, the warrior ethos, lethality, unity of purpose, those are not slogans. They're the beating heart of what it means to wear the uniform, that uniform.
It was the moment the world had been dreading for over 2 decades. After months of intense secret preparations, high-level planning, and massive logistical buildup, the United States military has now completed one of the largest and most dangerous special operations in modern history. The objective is crystal clear and extremely high risk: to secure and remove Iran's entire stockpile of enriched uranium, either through Iran's voluntary cooperation or, if necessary, by overwhelming military force. All systems are now go, from elite commando teams on standby to C-130 aircraft positioned for rapid insertion, from massive air support packages to B-2 Spirit and F-35 stealth fighters ready to dominate Iranian skies. America has finished its final preparations for an operation that could permanently change the security landscape of the Middle East and the world. If Iran refuses to hand over its enriched uranium stockpiles peacefully, under strict international verification, this operation will shake the world. U.S. forces are fully ready to move in, seize the material by force, and neutralize key nuclear sites with overwhelming power and precision. The clock is ticking, and the stakes could not be higher. For years, Iran's nuclear program has represented one of the greatest threats to global stability. Despite countless diplomatic efforts, heavy sanctions, and repeated warnings from the international community, the Iranian regime has continued enriching uranium to levels dangerously close to weapons-grade material. Recent intelligence assessments suggest Iran now possesses enough enriched uranium to potentially produce multiple nuclear weapons if it decides to make the final dash. This reality has forced American military planners to move from contingency planning to active, ready-to-execute status. After exhausting every possible diplomatic channel and watching Iran continue its defiant enrichment activities, the United States has developed a comprehensive, multi-phase operation. The primary goals are clear: locate and secure all known stockpiles of enriched uranium, disable or destroy key nuclear facilities if required, and ensure that no material falls into the hands of terrorist organizations or hostile states. This is not a simple airstrike campaign. This is a high-risk, boots-on-the-ground operation that will combine elite special forces, overwhelming air power, and rapid extraction capabilities. Preparations have reached an extremely advanced stage. Elite units from Delta Force, Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, and Marine Raiders have been rehearsing every possible scenario for months in realistic training environments. Multiple C-130 Hercules and MC-130 Combat Talon aircraft are positioned at forward bases, ready to insert troops deep into Iranian territory and extract the sensitive nuclear material. The air component of this operation is particularly formidable. B-2 Spirit stealth bombers will lead deep penetration strikes against the most heavily defended nuclear sites, while squadrons of F-35 Lightning II stealth fighters provide continuous air superiority, suppression of enemy air defenses, and close air support for ground troops. These aircraft will dominate Iranian skies from the moment the operation begins, neutralizing radar systems and protecting American forces operating on the ground below. The ground phase is where this mission becomes truly historic in scope and risk. Highly trained commando teams are prepared to conduct simultaneous raids on multiple nuclear facilities across Iran. Their mission is precise: locate the enriched uranium, secure it, and prepare it for rapid extraction. Once the material is secured, C-130 aircraft will land on pre-designated desert airstrips under heavy protection to fly the uranium out of the country. Every detail has been painstakingly planned. Landing zones, exfiltration routes, contingency plans for Iranian resistance, medical evacuation teams, and backup forces in case the situation escalates rapidly. If Iran chooses the path of cooperation and agrees to voluntarily surrender its enriched uranium under strict international monitoring, this dangerous operation can still be avoided. However, if Tehran continues its defiance and refuses to comply, the United States is fully prepared to execute. Military sources confirm that all necessary approvals, positioning of forces, and final rehearsals have been completed. The operation is no longer theoretical. It is ready for launch on very short notice. The implications of such an action are enormous and far-reaching. A successful U.S. operation to seize Iran's enriched uranium would set back Tehran's nuclear ambitions by many years, possibly even decades. It would send an unmistakable message to every rogue nation and terrorist group pursuing weapons of mass destruction. The United States will not allow existential threats to global security to develop unchecked. However, the risks are equally significant. Iran has repeatedly threatened that any direct military action on its soil would trigger a massive regional response, including attempts to close the Strait of Hormuz, attacks on U.S. bases, and activation of proxy militias across multiple countries. Despite these serious risks, American leadership appears to have reached the difficult conclusion that allowing Iran to achieve nuclear breakout capability is no longer an acceptable option. The window for peaceful resolution is closing rapidly, and military options have now moved to the forefront. This operation represents a historic shift in U.S. policy toward Iran. The combination of elite ground forces, overwhelming stealth air power, and sophisticated extraction capabilities gives the United States a unique ability to execute this high-risk mission if forced to do so. As the final preparations continue in the shadows and diplomatic efforts reach their final hours, the entire world is holding its breath. Will Iran finally back down and agree to relinquish its enriched uranium under strict verification? Or will the United States be forced to launch one of the most ambitious and dangerous military operations of the 21st century? The coming days will be among the most critical in modern Middle East history. Every diplomatic channel is working at full capacity, but American military forces remain on the highest level of readiness. The United States has made its position unmistakably clear. Iran will not be allowed to develop nuclear weapons. The enriched uranium must be secured, one way or another. This was The Military Show, bringing you the complete, detailed, and unfiltered picture behind America's most significant military preparations against Iran in decades. The operation to secure Iran's enriched uranium is fully ready, and its potential consequences could reshape the region and global security for generations to come. If you want continuing coverage of this extremely tense situation, deeper analysis of possible outcomes, and real-time updates on developments between the U.S., Iran, and the international community, hit subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and stay with us. We are standing on the edge of a major historical turning point.